Spotlight, EchoVision, redefining independence through AI and inclusive design. Xiaoran Wang, CEO of Agiga, and Kevin Chao, Chief Visionary and Evangelist with Agiga.
Okay, we're very happy to be here at SciTech Global. My name is Xiaoran. I am the CEO of Agiga. We also have Kevin Chao, who's the Chief Visionary and Evangelist at Agiga. So today we're going to talk about AI, wearable, and community-driven innovation. And of course, we are going to talk about EchoVision, the smart glasses made with, by, and for the blind and low vision community. To start, let me do a little bit introduction of myself. Before starting Agiga last year, I have over a decade experience doing smart devices. The most famous one, lots of you may have already heard, I have one at home, is Amazon Alexa. I was in the founding team of Alexa and saw how it was conceived and also how it was becoming a real product. I also worked on lots of other innovations in fashion, in logistics, in home security, and all this experience helped me and prepare me to building EchoVision for you. Lots of people ask, why do you do this? Why do you want to build a product for the blind and low vision people? I want to share the reason. My grandma is really close to me. I grew up with my grandma. And as she gets old, she starts losing her vision. One of her fun parts of life used to be looking at the pictures of her grandchildren. But as her vision gets blurred, it's really hard for her to do that anymore. And she didn't quite watch TV either. That was really painful experience for me to see how she suffered this and gradually lost the fun of her life. And that's why I start looking at the assistive tech market to see if there's any product I can buy to help her easily see all this through audio. Unfortunately, the technology has been so advanced I cannot see anything that do this very well. At the time, I look at Arkham, I look at Envision, I look at other products, and they do not do the things I wish to be. However, the price of those products are super high, thousands of dollars, which is really a surprise for me as I came from the consumer electronics industry and I got used to a smart device like Alexa to be $25. And that made me think, okay, this is a thing I want to change. That's why I start working on EchoVision when I doing my own startup. And I'm not blind and I may not know everything you know. And that's why I work with the community since the very beginning. A company was incorporated in April, and even at that time, we started working with the blind and low vision community. Even before I founded the company, I volunteered at Vista Center to help people, blind people, check mails and other stuff, other help needed at home. And since I started working on this, we talked to hundreds of blind low vision people. I went to their homes and I met them at exhibits and other occasions so that I gradually know more about you. And also, we have Kevin who joined us. Kevin, do you want to talk about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kevin Chao. I'm the Chief Visionary and Evangelist at Agiga. Thank you, Xiaoran. I joined, first found out about Agiga EchoVision in about a little over a year ago at the Visit Center Entrepreneurial Pitch Competition. And kind of So my background and kind of experience is I've been blind since the age of 14 because of an eye condition called LHON, Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. And I've basically dedicated my career towards tech accessibility, inclusion, and specifically people with disabilities with a primary focus on blindness kind of tech accessibility. Started off with a technology with Sendero Group, the first ever Braille and Talking GPS, to higher education with San Francisco State University and Georgia Institute of Technology. And then later in the finance role with JP Morgan Chase and US Bank, and then technology with Google and Apple. And all along has been a focus on like tech accessibility. And I've always been like a power user, trailblazer, pioneer in either testing or kind of buying or kind of having some experience with a lot of either screen readers, braille displays, canes, and been riding the trend of these different wearables, AI, and kind of glasses space, and different, whether it be different wearables and glasses, even things that were announced here at the Groove Business Center and SciTech Global, like Celeste, and then other things like Envision, Meta Ray-Bans, Orcam. I've either owned them or had direct experience and impressions of them myself. And yeah, I was really excited and happy to have met Xiaoran and Agiga and try out the EchoVision a little over a year ago, and was really impressed with the integration with, at that time already, with both Ira and Be My Eyes, the human agents, as well as their approach of having button presses with the top right button being like the AI button where you can describe the scene and have discrete and meaningful access to information. So I found through a series of trying it out in the exhibit hall, and then later requesting a private demo, and then having a couple other casual informal meetings and giving them some ideas and kind of feedback around what I would like to see and expect in AI smart glasses, and how receptive and how excited and passionate they were at just kind of action results, and going from concept ideas to implementing, getting the user experience, and then later sending me to like CSUN and the tech fair as part of SAC Society for the Blind, and then later officially joined the Giga. But yeah, it's been and the whole mission of Agiga is empower every life through a product called EchoVision that's helpful, useful, and affordable, and really have found them to Agiga to really live up to that mission and purpose and really make for a meaningful, impactful product. And excited to tell you more about that and pass it back to you, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. So actually, Kevin is the first paid customer of EchoVision, and he joined us as he was so impressed with the product and also so impressed by how fast, how quickly we can iterate on the product. So now let's really take a deeper look of the product. Kevin, do you want to do introduction of EchoVision?
Yeah, so EchoVision, I'll go ahead and just hold it in my hand and actually kind of physically describe it for anyone who hasn't had a chance to put their hands on it. Kind of
Maybe you also want to hold it up a little higher so that people who can see could see it.
Yes, I'm holding it up. Still have the charger
Perfect.
connected. So in the back right of the arm, there's the USB-C port, so you can charge it that way. You can also put in the case to charge it. But holding the glasses, it facing me, the top part's flat, the bottom it's kind of and the sides are a bit rounded and kind of feel more or less like regular sunglasses. The top left corner as it's facing me is the where the camera is a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera. It has 54% more field of view than other smart glasses people may be familiar with. And it's positioned in landscape because it's intended to use AI and human agents to describe the visual world and convert that into audio. And then top right corner is the LED indicator to let the visual or sighted world know you're recording or have a camera actively engaged. I'll go ahead and open it up as if I'm going to wear it, but not going to place it on yet until we did demos. And then, so if I have the arms of the glasses opened, in the top right edge, about a quarter of an inch away from the hinge, there's a rectangular button. We call that the AI button. That's where most of the magic happens. And then on the top left, similar kind of mirrored position on the top left, is the power and camera control. And then in each of the arm of the glasses, there are speakers. So stereo sound, there's multiple microphones on board. It has the entire system on chip, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, processors, storage, and RAM. And so as I mentioned, most of the magic happens with the top right AI button through a series of either button presses or kind of long holding. You can get discrete access to information. And then also on the left side, the temple of the glasses, there's a touchpad sensor, and we've made it tactily discernible. So there's a horizontal line that you can actually feel, and that's intended to give you access to additional things as far as either muting or unmuting the microphone, capturing the current scene if you're in live AI. So a quick walkthrough of what the buttons do and at a high level, what EchoVision does is converts the visual information to audio and describes it. And with the top right AI button, we have a few different modes. So a single button press will go into a scene description, or you can also voice prompt it and ask it for specific information you're interested in, or which includes transit information. You can say navigate to a specific point of interest or address. You can also connect with human agents, both professional trained ones like Ira or Be My Eyes, the volunteer one, or you can ask it for specific things as far as what am I holding, or and also then if you do a long press.
Before that, let me interrupt a little bit. I think this one press thing is really loved by lots of people, as if you are in front of people or if you are in a quiet environment, you do not have to talk. You just simply press this button once and things are done. It will automatically describe what's in front of you in detail. And you do not have to ask any question, because we know this is a high frequency use case for the blind and low vision community. So we build this into a physical button. We build this request into a physical button. Of course, if you want to, you could ask questions, but if you just press it and without asking a question, it will actually describe the scene for you.
Yeah, the scene description is really robust in terms of it will describe indoor, outdoor, whatever the environment looks like, including if there's a person that's prominent, it will describe what they visually look like in full detail, similar to what a sighted person may perceive from their height, width, color of their skin, hair, eyes, their race, ethnicity, like approximate age, and so forth. And also, if it's a familiar face that you've added, it can also do facial recognition, identify that by like name and title. And then if there's text like prominent, you can also, it will read that text. So you kind of single button press, you get access to all the information without having to talk to the glasses. And so then if you do a double press the AI button twice, it will go into what we call live AI, which I kind of describe as close to real-time audio description as possible. So you can freely explore, interact with your environment, and have live AI kind of give you a play-by-play audio description of whatever it sees. And then you can also follow up with specific things that you're interested in. And some of those kind of possible commands are like tell me what store this is, or tell me what street sign you see, or help me find a trash can, find a exit door, find an empty chair, tell me about overhanging branches. So things are pretty no need to kind of try to find out that information by asking people who are kind of not having immediate access to information. And then 3 times press of the AI button will go into text reading or like book reading mode, where you can hold a physical book or some sort of text or flyer in front of the glasses camera, and it will read it. And so we've had a number of people at different conferences and places where we demoed. I've been able to show them the glasses, hand them a book, and ask them when's the last time they've done this. Most the reaction is first time doing this, and never had the opportunity to do this before. And we've had everyone from either kids to like a 93-year-old veteran.
Hey, Kevin, maybe we can take this chance to play this demo and testimonial video. So in this video, we invited 4 blind people to a house, and we hand them EchoVision glasses and let them to try out and give their authentic feedback. So everything in this video is totally unscripted, and it will show you what we have been experiencing in the past few months, how people love this product and how they think this is helping them. Okay, let's take a look at the video.
With the press of a button, George gets his first scene description.
On the left, a man with dark hair and a beard is holding a camera, wearing a black t-shirt and dark pants. In the center, there is a woman wearing a patterned blouse and dark pants.
That's a good description.
Most tech hasn't been built for us, and even when it has, I haven't felt fully understood.
Is the microwave built in or is it on the counter? Describe this room. What type of video camera? And I know you guys keep calling it a prototype, but I've used production glasses that have more hiccups than this.
A man with short, straight black hair, eyes that seem focused.
You get a lot of dates this way? Everything I needed to know to make a decision, and that's what's empowering. It gives you back the power to make decisions for your life.
Let's try the book reading mode.
A warranty in which one Robert Mares sold 35 acres to Philip. Next page.
I was able to read a full page, turn a page, read another page. That's good. I haven't thought about physically reading a book in many years, so this opens a new door to something I've given up on.
To look around the park.
Can you identify any landmark you see? Can you tell me about the plants and trees? Can you describe what tree I'm looking at? I was really surprised at how much area I could get information about just instantaneously. Really, just lovely to just be able to look around and see the expanse of the world around me, see how big things are. I think I've forgotten a lot of that.
And when your hands are full, EchoVision is hands-free with voice activation, even with remote visual interpretive services like Ira and Be My Eyes.
Sometimes you want to walk with your cane and your coffee. I can now do that.
I want you to compare the EchoVision glasses to your escort, Gary.
Well, all I have to do with the EchoVision is push one button and it responds.
He doesn't have any buttons.
He has buttons, but it takes a lot more to push them.
Agiga, empower every life. www.agiga.ai, founded in 2024, Silicon Valley.
Okay, hope you enjoy the video. Sorry for the cutoff, Kevin. I'll let you finish.
And then the other kind of thing, if you're not wanting to use like AI or you find that you need to connect with a human, we have the option of connecting with a professional trained agent like Ira or a volunteer, Be My Eyes. So with a voice command, you're able to connect with either one. And I'll go ahead and put the glasses on for demo. So I'm going to raise the microphone that I'm using on the headset closer towards the glasses so you're able to hear it. So if I do a single button press, it will do a scene description.
The scene shows a desk setup with a laptop displaying a Zoom video call featuring a woman wearing glasses and a dark top. To the left of the laptop, there is a lit lamp with a glass cover, a green decorative figurine, and a white device labeled EE. Behind the laptop, there is a white vase with green leafy branches. On the right side of the desk, there is a large white insulated bottle with a black lid.
So there was this detailed scene description, and I go ahead and held down the button to stop it. And now what I'll show next is the live AI. So I'm going to do a double press to show the live AI.
Connecting to live AI. Please hold on.
Live
AI ready. What can I do for you?
Describe what you see.
You are looking at a sliding glass door at 12 o'clock, with an outdoor area visible through it. To the right, at 3 o'clock, is a mirrored closet door, and a person is visible sitting at a desk through the reflection. On a surface at 9 o'clock, there are several bottles.
Okay, so that was a scene descript, live AI, and I'll go ahead and now go into text reading mode. So I've got a book here.
Move about 1 inch up. Stay still for a moment. Got it. You can lower the page. This appears to be a book page. The larvae eat pollen. The queen brings more. The larvae grow, wriggling and chewing. End of page. Press the AI button once to read the next page.
So I'm going to flip the page and read the next page real quick.
It's a children's book, so there's not many text in the page. That's why it's so quick.
Move about 1 inch up. Stay still. Got it. You can lower the page. This appears to be a book page. Left page. Then, one spring day, the larvae spin cocoons. The larvae spin cocoons 10 to 14 days after hatching. The outer layers are still hard and yellow, so the larvae no longer need the wax covering of the pollen for protection. The queen gets rid of this wax. Right page. But the queen bee keeps working. She collects nectar. She gathers pollen. She lays more eggs. In between her other duties, the queen snuggles up to the new eggs. Heat from her body goes through a bare patch on her abdomen to warm the eggs. End of page. Press the AI button once to read the next
Thank
page.
you, Kevin, for showing the demo. You can come to our YouTube channel, or you can come to our Facebook page to watch more of the demos, more discussion from the users. And we also have been running beta program with tons of people, and lots of them really love EchoVision. And now let's hear about what they say about it. So let's play the testimonial from Terry.
This is Terry. I apologize for the background noise. I'm waiting on a ride, but I have really gotten a lot from these classes. I'm retired and my time is my own. I was sitting in my backyard wondering if my neighbor was home, and I looked toward their backyard where their carport is, and the car was not under the carport. I could not have known that. I was waiting for a ride on another day on my front porch, which is pretty far from the street, and I asked the glasses if they saw a car in front of my house. They did. It was my ride. This morning, I was using the live AI mode waiting in a doctor's office, and it was phenomenal. I saw this whole procession of events that I would never have known about. People walking up. It identified where the receptionist counter and window was, and I saw people walking up to that window. I saw people walking down corridors toward me. I saw people writing, filling in their forms. The level of detail was phenomenal. And I've gotten so much. It connects really easily to personal hotspot on an iPhone. I would assume it would on another device, but for sure on the iPhone, it's just seamless. And I have just gotten so much joy and information from these classes. If there's a chance later, I will say more, but that kind of sums up how pleasant and how much these glasses have contributed to my life as my beta tester.
Yeah, very impressive. It's really fulfilling for us when we hear people say this, and we really want to use this device to help you. And there's another testimonial from Mike. Let's hear about what he said about it.
Hi, my name is Mike Forzano. I am from New York City, and I'm also totally blind. I've been using the EchoVision glasses for the last several weeks and have used them a lot for travel, and they've been really great. So I wanted to share one cool story that I have. A couple of weeks ago, I decided to go check out a jazz festival that was happening in a park in a neighborhood I had never been to in New York City. And, I put on the glasses, and as I was walking down the street with the live AI going, it was actually reading all of the signage that I was passing. And, keep in mind, I was looking forward, I was looking straight ahead, but the EchoVision glasses had this wide angle camera, and it was able to read all these signs without me even turning my head in that direction. When I arrived there, I sort of walked down this path, into the park, and I heard the music playing, and, it was loud, so I wasn't sure how far I was from the stage, where people were sitting, that sort of thing. So, I asked it to sort of describe the scene, and based on its response, I said, are people sitting, it said people were sitting on the grass. I said, are people sitting on the side closer to the stage? And it said, yes, there's people sitting closer to the stage. So, I therefore decided to sit down on that side of the grass. And I feel like without that information, sure, I could have found someone to ask, but, it would have taken longer. This sort of allowed me to get the information quickly, get an idea of what was going on in, sort of a very loud, not chaotic exactly, but a situation where, as somebody who's totally blind and also hard of hearing, I didn't totally know what was going on and what I should do. So that was really amazing. I also wanted to quickly comment on the single tap to, sort of take a picture and get a description of the scene, the current scene. It's not the live AI. It's sort of a snapshot. And the level of detail that you get out of that, I've used all the tools out there, all the AI apps, Be My Eyes, Seeing AI, so on and so forth. The level of detail that you get with this is really unmatched. Describing facial expressions, how the person looks. I was just really amazed by that. And I was trying it this morning. I was trying it to look at a picture on the wall that I wasn't sure what the picture was, and it described all the people in the picture and, their facial expressions, the mood of the photo, and so on and so forth. It's really cool. So overall, I really enjoyed testing these glasses, giving the team feedback, and they just have so much potential, and really encourage everyone to get excited about it because they're really a step forward for us.
Okay, thank you, Mike. And thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for the invitation, SciTech Global. It was great to be here. I hope you get enough about EchoVision, and I'm sure you want to know more. Please join us, and you can subscribe to our newsletter on echovision.agiga.ai. And also, as said, you can follow us on Facebook through EchoVision User Group or Google Group. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much,
That's
SciTech
it.
Global. Appreciate the platform and the audience, and join the excited and passionate group of EchoVision community, the first AI smart glasses by, with, and for blind people, and the Giga's mission to empower every life.